What is going on, everybody? This is Jay Zimmer Games, and welcome to my first YouTube video. So this is going to be a series, as you can tell, of the 2021 NBA playoffs, but this is going to have a little bit of a twist because, as I'm sure you all know, there's a bunch of 2K YouTubers who have made simulations of the 2021 playoffs. They're already uploaded, so if you haven't checked those out, feel free to check those out. Um, so the twist that I'm going to be putting on it is, as I'm sure many of us prefer to play Park. If you didn't already know, there's a game mode called Blacktop, and I figured it would be a fun way to sort of see how the players would play in a more Park fashion and still simulate the playoffs. Um, so in this first round, we have the Heat versus Bucks. As you can see, we have Giannis on Jimmy, Drew, Bam, Middleton, Oladipo, Portis, Nunn, Lopez, and last but not least, Tyler Hero. So basically, these rosters, obviously, they're not going to have six-man, the rest of the 9-10-man rotation, just the starting five. And this starting five is what 2K21 had the rosters on, obviously due to injuries and stuff. Oladipo is dealing with somewhat of a wrist issue, but I still put him in. I haven't watched the first round yet. This is recorded before the first round, so I'm not quite sure what the starting five is going to be. But yeah, let's just see what's going to happen and get into it. The premise of this is it's going to be a 3-game series, obviously 5-on-5, best of 3. I was thinking sticking with the best of 3, having 5-on-5 the first game, 5-on-5 the second game, and 3v3 on the third game to sort of get, again, that Park feel to it. So let me know if you think I should adjust this in any way, if you think 5v5 is total chaos, if you'd rather see half-court sets. Obviously just trying to put a spin on the playoffs because everyone is doing a regular 2K21 simulation for the playoffs in just franchise mode. So yeah, let me know what you think. Any feedback would be greatly appreciated. Obviously, feel free to rate the video. If you like this type of stuff, feel free to subscribe. I'm gonna keep doing this throughout the 2021 playoffs, and then I would like to do sort of some fun lineups. We could do all-time Bulls, all-time Lakers, that type of thing, or like modern-day dunkers versus modern-day shooters. If you have any suggestions that you would like to see, let me know. If you'd rather see 4v4, any version. I'd like to stick to the blacktop just because I think it puts a fun spin on it. So yeah, just let me know. This is going to be an interesting first round. Obviously, we have Bucks versus Heat. My prediction, I mean, if I'm being honest, I feel like the Bucks are going to come back with vengeance from the playoffs last year. It's going to be a nitty-gritty series, in my opinion. We have two defensive powerhouses. It's going to be if Jimmy Buckets and the Greek Freaks show up. In this first round, as you can see, or if you couldn't already tell, I believe it's Ringers are the Bucks, Ballers are the Heat, and you'll see towards the end of this where Giannis just goes on a tear in terms of defense, and I think that's kind of going to be what it's going to be like in the actual playoffs. It's going to be, like I said, nitty gritty, grind it out, mega block from Giannis right there. It's going to be a defensive battle, and it's going to be if Jimmy Butler and Giannis show up. I mean, obviously we saw last playoffs how that ended, 4-1 to the Heat. I don't think anyone really expected that. Heat going all the way to the finals. So I'm excited for this series. I think it's going to be a really good one. I'll talk about the other matchups in their videos. But I'm definitely excited to see. Giannis is just taking over, pounding on his chest. I think throughout this I'll do random commentary and then mention the game itself. I was thinking of doing a live commentary. Obviously, I had to cut it up. So please let me know what you think about how I cut the video. It's just, if you've done 2K simulations at all like this, I don't know about you, but I'm a huge NBA fan. So much so that I'll legitimately get online when we're off season, throw some teams together, go to the fourth quarter, and just watch some fourth quarter action just because, just miss actual NBA playing. So if these cuts are too abrupt, I just didn't want, like I was saying before, if you've done a 2K simulation like this, game one, by the way, going to the Bucks pretty handedly. Before I keep going, we'll look at the stats real quick. Jimmy Buckets 3 for 14, not exactly a game to remember. Just poor shooting all around from the Heat. This is sort of going on why I cut out certain parts of this. As you can see, Giannis with 8 blocks, defensive powerhouse. If he could get 8 blocks in an actual game in the playoffs, it's going to be game over. And if they can hold them to the shooting, I'll show the team stats in a second. We'll see. Yeah, the Bucks 43%, fairly realistic, but 19% from the Heat. I mean, you're not going to really see that. Let's get into game 2 and see what happens. But yeah, like I was saying, if the cuts are, if you want to see more gameplay, if you want to see less gameplay, let me know. 19%, I don't think you want to see a whole bunch of just clunkers off the rim. It really comes down to shot tendency, it seems like, if you watch these. I mean, if you're watching this, I'm sure you've seen Click, great YouTuber, great 2K YouTuber, does the most ridiculous career simulations, and sometimes he'll hop into games and you'll just see the most ridiculous shots. And if you look at the players' shot tendencies, I'm pretty sure it's just because when they're actually in game and they have, let's say, like Giannis has a 99 shot tendency. If he has even if he's even open the slightest bit, he'll take it even if it's a terrible shot. So I try to cut those out, make it as fast-paced and exciting as possible. But if you'd rather see any other version, feel free to let me know. And yeah, let's jump into this game a little bit. Tied up. It's win or go home for the Heat. Like I said, doing a 3-game series. If you want 5 or 7, I can try to do that. It's just pretty time consuming. I'm willing to do it. I just have a day job as well. But no big deal if you guys would prefer that. I can definitely put the time into it. I just figured a 3-game series would be decent enough just to get a good feel. But yeah, winner go home for the Heat. Bucks with the ball. Giannis moving around to Holiday, trying to do something, looking around. Giannis down in the post, easy, just powerhousing, pushing Jimmy aside. But yeah, this matchup is interesting. I don't think either of the teams really got that much better or that much worse in the offseason. Obviously, the Heat picked up Oladipo, which was huge, but ever since Oladipo's injury, he's been playing, just differently. I'd say a little slower, not exactly the same player he once was, but you never know come the playoffs. Obviously, the Heat know how to show up. Jimmy Butler hitting a clutch shot right there. They're actually up by 4 right now, so we'll see. Oh, make that 6. The Heat going on a little bit of a run now, raining from deep. Giannis is going to try to do whatever he can do, which again is, there you go. Again, Giannis is going to be the man to slow down for the Bucks. If they can do that, I mean, the Heat, I would say, have a chance, but I could see the Bucks coming back with vengeance, going all the way to the finals this year, to be completely honest. Jimmy just blowing by everyone. This is looking like a pretty lopsided victory for the Heat, so we might even be going to our first game 3. Although Giannis just powerhousing as per usual. I could see this being a Game 7 series in real life. What do you guys think? What are your predictions for this? The Heat taking Game 2 pretty handedly. Will they pull off the upset again? Who knows? We'll see. We'll check out the shooting real quick. Jimmy Butler, totally different from the last game. As you can see, they were running a few more actual plays. Hero, 2 for 2. On the other side, we have Giannis going 4 for 4. So it was pretty good shooting. I guess Drew was really not killing it in that. Let's check out, or let's get into Game 3. Let's see what happens, and if this was a Game 7. I mean, it's hopefully going to be the Jimmy Giannis show. Brook Lopez doing a nice little putback right there. But yeah, if you guys would prefer a live commentary, please let me know. I don't mind. Again, it's just going to be a little weird if I do the cuts. If you want to see the full gameplay, I'm fine. If you want to know, the full unedited gameplay was about 34 minutes. I figured that was probably a little too long, and you'd want to stick to what's exciting. Oladipo obviously has that injury sign, but yeah, if you haven't noticed, sorry about that, my microphone just went out. But yeah, obviously he has the injury sign. If you haven't noticed, he's been playing fine. I looked at his ratings, and they were all fine. Um, they sometimes do that in the blacktop, although I was trying to do it with Jaylen Brown earlier, and they had him at a super low overall, which, again, I'll talk more about Jaylen Brown in the Celtics Nets matchup, which will come out, I think, in 2 videos from now. That one's an absolute banger, so stay tuned for that. I think it'll come out on, if this is going to come out, maybe on Monday, maybe Thursday or Friday, something like that. I don't know a good schedule, so feel free to let me know if you want. I'll probably not do daily uploads, but maybe every other day I could do some. Obviously, I want to get all these playoff games in before the first round is done. So I'm going to try to compile a bunch, which, that reminds me, I said earlier, please give me feedback on the editing. I've already edited the next 3 or 4 videos to be similar to this. So they won't have a live commentary if you guys would prefer that. And they'll be cut similarly to this. As you can see, it's quite fast-paced, but in the future, I'm definitely more than willing to change that. So let's get back into this game. It's pretty close, although Giannis slamming it over Jimmy, give him a little shimmy at the end. 8-5, so definitely in favor of the Bucks right now. Looking not great for the Heat, which would be a little different than last playoffs. I'm really excited for this series, man. But there you go, injured Oladipo, a nice little turnaround, nice little fade. Butler with the ball again. Again, this is sort of how I'm going to be cutting it. I'm going to toss in misses and makes. Look at that. I can put on the contested, non-contested as well, because that had to have been 100% contested right there. Heat with the ball again, so we're making a little bit of a comeback here. Let's see if the Heat can pull up an upset and a comeback. Oladipo from 3, injured Oladipo, making his name known. Could potentially be the MVP of this series. Hero with the ball, 8-9. Let's see what Jimmy Butler can do. Blow by, more or less, 3 people around him. 8-10, so that was a huge swing right there. It's looking like the Heat could potentially be moving on to the next round, but Middleton, you can't leave Middleton wide open. Hits him with the park turnaround. That's kind of why I like this blacktop version. You get some of the park emotes, dribble moves, dunks. I just think it's more fun. Let me know what you guys think, and if you made it this far into the video, tell me what you're thinking this series is going to end. You think it's going to go to Game 7, 6-5? Think it's going to be a sweep? I mean, it's not going to be a sweep. This is going to be a nail-biter every game. I bet you will see some overtime games. I'm hoping for some. I'm definitely going to be watching. This series is probably going to be the closest. I'm thinking. I'm from Boston, so I'm a Celtics fan. I'm not looking forward to that series, though. Getting back to the game, 11-10, so the Bucks have made a run. Except the Heat have the ball. Nunn is an absolute ice cube right now. Icebox, just not seeming to be able to do anything with the ball. Jamie calling for it. This style would be more live commentary. Obviously, I would cut it up. Brutal turnover. Middleton with the ball. Over to Holiday. Pull up. Oh, that's it. Portis with the putback. And as you can see, the Heat fall. The Bucks move on. Different story from last year. Obviously, ball is life. 2K is life. This has to be a correct simulation. We'll see how the actual playoffs turn out. What do you think? If you made it this far, please rate. Feel free to subscribe if you like this type of content. As Click says, you don't have to if you don't want to. I would just greatly appreciate it. Giannis had an okay game to end it. 4 for 11. Team comparison, actually really similar. Look at those percentages. Those second chance points really ended up hurting the Heat. So yeah, if you liked this video, feel free to let me know. I'm going to keep this series alive. And yeah, hope you enjoyed. Catch you next time. Bye.